Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and recently I took this 2023 Chevy Silverado 1500 with the LZ0 Duramax Diesel 3-liter inline 6 on a 1,000-mile road trip. I published a video a couple days ago. You guys loved the video, lots of good comments. A few we'll talk about comments, but one of the big questions was, did I use any oil? And what about the seat comfort? So I thought, let me do a follow-up video on that and talk about those two things while I'm on my way this morning to Asheville, North Carolina to drive the new GMC Canyon. So stay tuned for videos on that. But let's talk about this. So I did a video, there's a technical service bulletin, talks about excessive oil usage in the LM2 and also the LZ0. And the idea here is if you're towing a lot or driving at high RPMs, this engine may use more oil than it's supposed to, or you think it's going to. It's just created an interesting debate online. I'll get more details on that, about that. But I did check the oil before I went to a road trip, and it's about halfway. And I thought I'd check it this morning and give you an update on that, because I did the video and neglected to put the oil check in the video. I also cut out the seat comfort, so whoops, my bad in those two things. But hey, in my defense, it was a 65-minute video. I cut down 35 minutes, so welcome on that one. Let's check the oil. I'm gonna take it out and flip it around, and we'll clean it. So one more time. Fresh. This truck hasn't been started all morning. I haven't done anything with it. Just came outside. Actually packed my bags and came outside. Ooh, that's interesting. So that is not halfway. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. So this dipstick is goofy, by the way, too. It just spins all the time. But it looked like it was all the way down to where I needed to add oil. Let's check it one more time. This truck is at 45,000 miles, I think it is. Or 4,500 miles, excuse me. Not 45,000, 4,500. Let's check that one more time. If I drop it. Slippery little sucker. Yeah, I need to get some oil in this. This is running a little low in oil, which is interesting. A lot of the discussion about it, as far as from new owners' viewpoint, they don't want to be checking the oil all the time. They don't want to worry about it. And it's interesting because when I talk about oil usage, I get mechanics that argue that all engines use a little bit of oil. I get engineers that argue that. I get engineers don't argue that. I get mechanics who argue that trucks don't use oil and they do use oil, and the opinions are all over the board. So luckily I'm just driving to the airport this morning, and I'm going to call in to get the service done on this. I need to change the oil pan actually. So I don't know a whole lot of driving to do today. It's probably like 10 miles. So I'm not too worried about that, although I need to get some oil in this for sure. Let's go ahead and hop inside and talk about seat comfort. Okay, let's talk about seat comfort, and that's a big topic I've had over the years with GM vehicles. It seems like, to me, the lower trim level GM vehicles have really hard cardboard bottom seats. And it's just my theory out there. I can't really prove it, although the vehicles I've driven, it seems like that's kind of what I'm talking about. You know, I've driven hundreds of GM vehicles over my 12-year career as a journalist, and it seems like the lower trim levels have a problem with it. I'm going to see if I can't today get in that GMC Canyon and check out those seats in different trim levels, because I saw a video the other day, this guy talking about how the seats were more comfortable now in the AT4. So we'll see how that goes. But I drove 16 hours. I spent 8 hours, which was, to me, the most incredible part of that video I did last week was I drove across Colorado 8 hours and didn't stop once and sat in the seat. I will say these seats in the high country trim this is in are more comfortable to me, like I said, in the lower trims. Are they amazing? No. They're not. Nissan Titan's probably the best seats. I actually like Ford cloth seats, but I don't like Ford leather seats. I like the Ram seats. Those are mostly comfortable. And the Tundra I had last year, that was pretty comfortable overall on those seats. I put this kind of middle of the pack. The lower trim levels, I put them in the bottom of the pack as far as seat comfort. So it's something to keep in mind. I mean, I tell people all the time in the comments, go sit in different GM vehicles for, do the butt waggle, do something, figure out what the seat's going to feel like to you, because yeah, you need to make sure that you have a truck that you like to ride around in and drive in, because, well, if you can't stand sitting in the seat, then who cares what else the truck's got going on? My 2 cents. One more comment I want to respond to. It's kind of a dumb comment. I was on Facebook and somebody accused me of lying. They said, well, obviously you can't get that fuel economy. He was going downhill, fell off the gas, in neutral, and he lied. Look, guys, I'm a journalist. I have my integrity is my only thing here. I don't know why I would lie. Do I make mistakes? Yeah. I talked about the transmission cooler using radiator fluid, and it doesn't. It uses transmission fluid. Duh. And I'm still working on whether or not you can add transmission fluid to this, whether this transmission is sealed or not. More to come on that. But yeah, I just thought it was kind of ridiculous. Look, I don't really care what truck you buy. I have no interest in what truck you buy. I'd like to know, email me, but I don't get paid by you buying a truck. Like, I don't get paid by the what ads are chosen. I don't choose the ads either. Like, whatever ad you saw today on YouTube, cool. I have no idea what you saw. I don't make any money. I don't have control over that. I make a percentage off those ads that are served up by YouTube and sold separately. I have no say over that at all. So yeah, just a couple things kind of clear the air on that one. I get called a lot of things in this channel, which is kind of funny, but that one I was a little bit like, come on, man. Like, you got to be smarter than that. Like, there's no way, no way I'd lie, because I have no incentive to lie. Why? Why destroy my entire channel because I want to make this truck look good? I don't care about that. I'm going to sell this truck after a year. I'm going to do a bunch of testing with it and sell it. Because, well, that's the business. Because this is actually a business. Somebody else accused me of, like, not running a business. And I was like, you know the video you just watched is a business, right? There you go. That's kind of my rant at the end of this. Like I said, I'm going to do the GMC Canyon drive. I may actually drive the airport here in a little bit and check the oil one more time, because I'm just really curious to see whether it warms up a little bit. Again, I've had some really funky kind of oil changes. Or actually, you know what I do? I'll turn it on, let it run for about 10 minutes, and I'll check it again. So I've had some really funky results when I've checked the oil in the past. So I'm just kind of curious. Maybe this sat too long overnight or sat in a weird angle. I'm going to pull it more in the driveway and see if we can't get a flatter setting. So I'll be back in just a second. We'll check the oil one more time. Okay, let's check it one more time. I have it in the garage. Again, drove it 30 seconds. I've had some funky readings with this, and I don't want to do a video and people are going to criticize me if I don't check at least twice. Let's do it one more time. And I'll see if I can't get it pulled out just exactly. This tends to spin a lot. It's a braided line, so it's not quite straight. It tends to twist on me. Or make it difficult to get in and out. There we go. Okay. I'm going to grab it now and hold on to that so that way it doesn't twist. Okay, let's check it. Yep. Yeah, I barely have anything right there. Really low. Well, it'll have to do today. I don't have another vehicle. I got to get to the airport, so I'll have to get this in for service as soon as I get back from Asheville, North Carolina. So I have 4,500 miles. Out of that, I did 2 road trips. I bought this in Fort Wayne and drove it home. And then I did the road trip to Montrose and back, and I had 500 miles of that when I was towing the trailer. I've also towed a camper. But it's interesting is I don't any oil light going on the dash, and the oil life still reads like 55%. So okay, I wanted to check the oil life. Yeah, oil life is 38%, and I have 4,700 miles on this truck. Now, on that service bulletin, it said you need to check at 5,000 miles. So anything below 5,000 miles, it hasn't set in right. So, you know, it could be a situation where I need to get over 5,000 miles to see what's going on in the engine. It could be a situation where the dipstick is weird. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe you guys can go ahead and criticize me in the comments or correct me in the comments. I'm just kind of curious because that's pretty interesting. And again, it makes me a little nervous. Luckily, I said I only have a short distance to go this morning, and the dipstick is showing that it's really low, but I still have some oil in the engine. Yeah, because I have no lights, no warnings, no nothing, and you'd think it would tell me if I had any sort of low oil setting. And the oil pressure has been good, so interesting stuff. Well, what do you guys think? Put your comments down below. Video is over here as well. That video of the towing I'll put over here too. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.